Good morning, good morning. Where's my light? Come on, light. All right, there we go. Let's see. So this morning, let's see what's on the top volume movers. We got FRC, still the banking stocks on the top. CS was a stock that we saw moving earlier. Was this Credit Suite up or with 10 million shares going down now. ENZ be the next one up. Probably just gonna have to see which one of these wants to go. But HUBC, I may end up trading something that's a little bit irregular today, because this week has been the week of banking stocks. Yeah, it really has. I took a loss. I am red on the week, but I knew when to cut it, and seeing how the action was in these penny stocks, in these other stocks that we like to trade, while all the eyes are on banking stocks, I just was like, okay, let me stop the bleeding. Let's not just go in like diamond handing. But we will see today if anything drops with some significant news. If not, it's probably still going to be a banking stock day. So we'll see. Let's trade. So I see oil is up here, $67. It was 64. It got down to 64 yesterday. Spot coming back up as well. We'll see if any top movers want to get in here. Low floats, pretty much GCT is a low float. Giga Cloud released earnings. PXMD, we've seen that one before. It's not up huge. It's not gapping huge. Doesn't have any kind of crazy news on today. And then ENZ, I did put on here the VWAP to see. I wanted to see if these things were below or above VWAP without having to code up something. So I just put a simple. I'm gonna see how this works, and if this works for me, good. Or I just write something to just put above VWAP or below VWAP, just a monitor, because I like to be under. I like it. Let's see what we got here. SI is still on the move as well. SI was one that me and Rooster were watching for a while to see if it was going to do anything as a crypto banking stock, and it really just has not had any volatility or anything. Just has been holding this little $2 level again and again and again. So with it being a Friday, with it only having 200,000 shares traded and kind of being going flat for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days with no kind of pop-ups, I don't know about that one. Let's actually jump out here and look at the watch list, the other things that I had put on the watch. So we had SI, we had CDIO, which was the coronary heart disease company. We had UNCY, and these are the things that they were doing here. Palantir had a nice pop-up. AMAM still grinding higher. 1074 was the, or 1074 is where it is now. So it closed yesterday at 1013, and it's up here trying to go back towards these highs. Mara was another one that continues to grind up, and I'm wondering why, like, if it's a crypto banking stock, why isn't it grinding up? But with this daily chart, the way it looks, I'm just not confident that this thing wants to go up. It's looking a little bit negative. Anyway, brighten this up. It is a slower day in the market. It definitely, or the slower day in the low floats. I was reading back y'all's comments in the Discord yesterday. Y'all were going at it. Rudy's like, I want to trade everything that's moving. Everything that's moving. Which he does. He trades mid, large. I mean, anything. He's ready. He's definitely got a machine gun in the market. Anyway, let me throw some of these up here so we can watch them and see if they're going to continue down or what. FRC is a banking stock. We'll see what it does. CS, I'm not too worried about. It's negative on both sides, or -6. Yeah, I don't know about that one. We'll watch it just to see if it fails. It is a larger float, and it is around the $2 level. Just want to see it fail. HUBC, and none of these have crazy catalysts either. PXMD, and we'll see if anything else takes over on the day. Mara had a bit of a gap up. PACW, gap down. Tesla, and then GCT. Okay. Right. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. In about 20 minutes to the bell. Less than 2. 15 minutes. Come on, man. So with the top volume movers, looking at the setups that they have, some of these have been going, it looks like it's been grinding up. Like GCT has been grinding up for a while, up to $6. I'm wondering, for it to be Friday, is it going to find some resistance, especially with low volume? I want to see some of these actually fell out and give us some nice potential. PXMD sitting on the 261 for a couple of times, up 16%, not up much. But yeah, definitely, I don't know when I drew this other line here for the resistance, but I guess we saw this one back before, and it's now holding this level of the 257. It looks like this level. We'll see what happens there. Only 2 million shares. Definitely not a huge volume mover, but again, one I guess would be worth watching. On the 4-hour chart, we can see it's faced a little bit of resistance in here. And then on the hour chart, we can see it got up here to the 308s, made its way down. It's got some new levels here for resistance, maybe 308, and then a little bit more at the 275s. It's sitting around the 250s right now. But yeah, it's going to have to compete on the day. And FRC and CS are pretty high floats. They have CS has already checked down at the 175, looking back at the $2 area right now, bouncing right above the $2. But this one could get a little bit choppy, being a higher float. Good morning, Lori Lee. We're looking through. We're looking through. Top volume movers. Some of them are continuation from earlier this week. FRC and CS, a lot of still banking stocks making headway even into Friday. And then for the ones that are lower float, good morning, GD. The ones that are lower float, they're gonna have to compete with the banking stocks today. That's the biggest thing. I can't wait till those banking stocks are done. And I hope that it doesn't continue. We don't see different banks just go through the same symptoms. That would be really bad, because then banking stocks will forever win. Because they were talking about, with it not being with those, most banks are in a situation where they can go through this a similar I guess devaluing, and it's just not something that the government wants. They're going to do whatever they can to keep them from failing. Whatever. Back over here to our previous watch list. SI still holding up that $2, but like I was saying earlier, we looked at the daily chart over here on SI, and it's just looking like a negative. It's definitely looking like a negative. It gapped down once from 14 down here to 7, and then from 469 down here to 342, and it's just around the $2. So I don't know what it's gonna do. I was looking at it the other day to see where it was gonna hold. It acted like it was gonna break out, but with this big negative on the daily, it's just so hard to overcome that without the volume. And then CDIO was the coronary heart disease stock that we were looking at earlier. It had a nice pop, came down here, and is holding right under the $5. UNC was something that continued to move up from the 1, and I wanted to see it hold over the 2, which it has been. It had a nice little dip here back to the 150s, but it's holding in these levels right above the 2. And these are the ideas for those stocks that I'm looking at. They were looking for approval for the phosphate pill to produce or to reduce pill volume for patients with HIV/AIDS, diabetes, and congestive heart failure. Palantir it got a $1 million or $100 million deal with the U.S. State Department to modernize the data management system. It did get a pop on that news, but then came back to the levels for a gap fill. So I don't know if it's gonna hold this gap fill of the 750-ish here and continue higher or what. AMAM was one that we saw. It started holding and continued to pump up. AMAM was the phase 3 study of the breast cancer treatment in China. And then we have the crypto movers that have been kind of active during this whole banking thing. Mara, CLSK, BKKT, and SI, all questionable stocks. At least Mara has been, trending upwards. These other ones, they just look negative. They just look negative. I mean, they may do something in the future, but I'm not too into that. Lori says she wonders how much SI will crash today. I do not know. With it being a Friday, I just got some news about the banks. Let's see what it says. Silicon Valley Bank's parent company files for bankruptcy. Oh. Okay, so they're filing for bankruptcy. That's cool. When is this news? SVB Financial seeks bankruptcy protection as banking turmoil persists. Let's see. Said on Friday it filed for a court supervised reorganized under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The move to commence bankruptcy. Let me see if I can share this with myself. All right, there we go. So yeah, these guys are trying to go for bankruptcy now. Oh, what is this? This is the wrong thing. I just posted the wrong link. Oh well. Let me go back over here and open it back up. Read full article. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do, is read the full article. All right, so the move to commence bankruptcy proceedings comes as emergency measures to shore up confidence that has so far failed to dispel worries about the financial contagion. I don't know. Whatever. Shares of big U.S. banks fell between 1.5% and 2% in pre-market trading on Friday. California regulators shuttered Silicon Valley Bank's last Friday, making it the largest collapse since Washington Mutual went bust during the financial crisis of 2008. The tech leader was forced to sell a portfolio of treasuries and mortgage-backed Goldman securities to Goldman Sachs at 1.8 billion loss after a rise in yields eroded value. Okay. So this, what was the ticker for that? SVB. What was the ticker for SVB? What's the name of that one again? Silicon Valley Bank. Private, okay. Private company getting absolutely crushed. Whatever. We'll see what happens today. Like I said, most of these that are up here are continuation stocks, either continuing downward or upward. PXMD up 20% right now. We have about 8 minutes to the bell. And we were looking for some more action today out of pre-market, but looks like it's going to be a nice continuation day. I would say some of these continuations are going to have to fail or do something crazy to discourage investors from continuing to hold them, or something else to take action. GCT continuing to push higher now. It was sitting at the $6 for a while, jumping up there to the 612s. Mara had a nice gap up from 754 up here to the 829s. Let's see. Volume. Where's volume? I don't want the past 5 days average volumes. Months. I might have to make something in TOS to get what I want. I want to see a test of. So basically, I've been taking notes on my trades, and what I've been losing on are either continuation stocks getting choppy, or stocks that have good news and I'm a day early. Those are my two most losing days, instances. And I was looking at my metrics and everything, and literally like the last 5 losers that I have been something that either rips the next day, or it's a continuation where it gets choppy. It just goes flat. And then it ends up moving maybe upward like 2-3 days down the road. So I'm realizing, okay, I'm trading good ideas. I can spot a good idea, but I need to be, I guess, more patient in taking off all my size, or maybe even sizing into a good idea smaller as it goes. Sometimes the ideas are like hype ideas. It's like, okay, everybody can see this. They're going to like this. Let's get a quick scalp. Boom, boom, boom. Get some money. Some of the ideas are like, okay, this may go up over time. So I may need to take smaller positions and just hold those positions on those stocks, But yeah, that's been the biggest crux in my trading right now, is news that pops the next day. I see the news and I'm like, all right, let's get it. And I'm looking for a quick scalp and it just doesn't come on the day that I'm looking for it. Or, it gets choppy with the good news. It gets held in the range like somebody's consolidating it and it goes flat and they're just accumulating. Then the next day, boom. Or in aftermarket, like this week I traded THMO was one of the ones that was my only loss this time. It went this day trading around 3 whatever. I bought here at the bottom of 370. So actually I took 2 trades on this one. I took one, I bought up here at $4 1,000 shares. I was looking for this rip during the day. Then I bought another one at 500 shares at 370. It would not go anywhere. And then in aftermarket, it rips from $4 up to $6. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that was my one red trade of the week, and I was like, right idea, wrong timing. Or actually just not enough patience in there. So I think what I'll do is just enter a little bit slower. Not just jump in, because most of these I'm taking one trade. I'm like, okay, in 1,000 shares, let's get it right here. I want to be right now. HUBC coming on down as well. Mara continuing to go towards its highs at the 8. Looks like the 850s is trying to break. Have about less than a minute. Can anything compete with FRC? 14 million shares on the board out of pre-market. All right, market has opened. Let's see who wants to hold green, or is everything going to give a little dip? FRC, HUBC 274. No real news down here, but it may pop just because it's the open and people will buy it up for a nice little crash down. So HUBC. Mara definitely ripping. Getting up to that 850. PXMD coming off the bottom as well. But this is only the first minute, so let's see what happens on the next minute. GCT is out of there. PXMD coming down kind of hard. HUBC up 18%. Getting some pops, but what's this high? $3. So it's got 20 cents to go to blow through this previous high. Has a little bit of resistance on the 4-hour chart here, right across this level right here. It's been getting pushed back to, which is around the $3, right around 3. The low floats are just falling off one by one. And HUBC is looking interesting. It's got a low here of the 270, but HUBC is a cybersecurity. Now, I've seen these cybersecurity plays. A lot of them seem to grind higher. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those. Every time I've seen them, well, most of them are Israeli. They're like Israeli cybersecurity, and they just grind and then fail. They struggle to get up. PXMD back to the 250 level. Mara going down nicely. Looking like it wants to do a gap fill here. The gap fill is all the way back down here at the 750s. Is red on the day. And I'm looking for more high movers. ENZ coming back over $2 there. Has a gap down 243 down here to the 213s. Up 75%. It is the biggest mover on the day, so I definitely keep my eyes on that one. Looking for it to open up some kind of range, though. It's got some pretty big sizes here at the 210s. Almost 50,000 shares sitting on the books. Let's see if 210s are getting filled. There was some small 210s, but had a nice little rip up from the 118 up here to the 266 resistance level. It is on the top volume mover, so people can see it. It's only down 4%. And now everything right here is red. HUBC diving. We saw it come up just a little bit, but diving there. Not too worried about that one. I think ENZ is going to give some plays today, possibly. But it definitely needs to break out of the 225 area. Getting a lot of trades here. It's up 84%. Of course, everybody can see it. But will it be able to overtake the banking stocks? It's got 9 million shares right now. Banking stocks still got about 20 million. Everything else looking downward. Mara, all these. I see one. Let's see. Y10. YTEN. I see PAVS. Anybody else want to come up? Okay. Oh, that one's super. What in the world? Why is it showing me that? Nah. These are some low volume ones. I don't even know why they're popping up. I don't like those. Yep. So, yeah, ENZ. What kind of levels can you hold? Let's go to your daily chart. ENZ had a bottom down here of the $2. Oh boy. It is currently red on the day. Where is a obvious point for it to come down to? I don't even know. Plus it's flattening a little bit here. We can see the move during aftermarket was from the 122 all the way up here to the 246. And then it's got maybe a level down here at 175-ish. But I don't know about that one. It looks like a 50-50 with no catalyst. I'm going to get rid of CS. All of these starting to chop down. Looking for something to hold. If we jump over here to the scans real quick, we can see these are my kind of low float-ish stocks. ENZ, PMD. They're changed from the open. Down 3% since the open, 4. But these lower volumes are killing me. We need some volume in there. I'm gonna give ENZ a little bit of time though. Still holding those top volume movers above $2, but it is very close to slipping under $2. 79%, 78%. So if you are short and you're looking at these top volume movers, you're like, okay, well, I see FRC is down 20%. Maybe I can take scalps. It's already hit it down. If you're a long buyer, though, it's like, okay, well, ENZ is up here. Maybe something's under $2. Maybe something's a little bit lower, but we want a little bit of range. Can we get maybe 10 cents, maybe 20 cents is what we're looking for. Also, let me check the statistics for ENZ as well. ENZ float 33.85, held by insiders 24%, held by institutions 41%. Does have a well, that's a really old shelf registration, 2017. Market cap, insider owning. Nothing too interesting. Yep. So if ENZ is the best of the low floats have to offer, it's definitely falling down. Google, everything's catching up with ENZ. Google, Tesla, all of them just walking past it. No competition. Still, the main things on the day are banking stocks. And Bank of America is even popped up here. Amazon, Microsoft, nothing but the large caps. So I'd be careful trading low floats again today. I mean, what changes today? Like, think about it. The whole week, the whole race of the week has been downwards for low floats as banking stocks has taken the cake basically. So what would change on a sell-off Friday for low floats to just pop out of nowhere? It's I don't know. especially with no news. Like, this stuff is just walking all over low floats right now. Apple's coming down, CS, Bank of America, Amazon's red on the day. Microsoft is pretty much one of the only ones that's still green. So what do we do, man? What do we do? Do we be patient and just wait for confirmation? I think so. I think so. Buru, let's see, what is Buru? No news. INKT, Geos, HNRG reported late Thursday. Energy company reports. That's earnings news. Low volume. ENZ pushing up right now to the 220s, but still slipping on off of the top volume movers, and I don't like that. That's actually, I didn't look at my rules. I haven't been really going over my rules much. Probably one of the reasons I've been slipping into breaking the rules, because I'm not reviewing them. So this was one of the things, pre-market or pre-trade variables. What is the competition on the day, and has that competition doubled or tripled the stock of interest volume? So if we look over here on our top volume mover, ENZ has 12 million. Now if we look on the top, now the question is, has it doubled or tripled the volume of our stock in question? Well, it's 24 million. So yeah, it's about doubled it. And not only it, but it's also in competition with everything else that's above it. So it's like, I think we can see definitely some chop, because most of the eyes are still on banking. Let's jump back over here to ENZ, coming up here a little bit, but I just don't trust it here. This formation that it's got on the 4-hour being this tight, it'll be a different thing if this was the opening candle that it was coming in with, this 118 up to the 216, but with it resting here on the $2 level, that's kind of dangerous. It's just too much back and forth. Too much back and forth. Lori says today nothing will move. It's quadruple. Oh my goodness, quadruple witching. Yeah. It's getting crazy out here. Yep. So I wonder, over the weekend, will any more banking news drop? Because a lot of these have made quite a bit of headway down. I know I was watching Charles Schwab. I think it's SHW. I was watching Charles Schwab, and I was watching some analyst videos on it, and they were talking about, Charles Schwab really hasn't lost any value. So why is it down here? Why is it? And it's just a sentimental move. And they were talking about how this could be, a lot of buying opportunity for a lot of financial stocks, banking stocks, with these sentimental drops, if the bank still has value. So Charles Schwab was at 74. It dropped to $50. Of course, I am in Charles Schwab. I'm trading with their platform and everything. And, it's one of those things that came down and tested, had a little bit of resistance level right across the 60, came all the way down to $45. So it's one of those kind of like, do I want to add Charles Schwab, to my portfolio? Let me see. ENZ becoming super flat in here as well. Only 14 million shares traded. It's not a lot of gusto. $8.46. Well, I like ending the week with a good thought process on the market. Even if some kind of crazy, Freaky Friday mover does come up, I mean, it's still in competition with all this on the day. So I'm not too worried. If I'm not seeing it now, it's probably just not worth seeing if it's not going to compete on the day. Not going to attract those eyes. ENZ slipping back towards $2. That's what I was afraid of. It's really close with no catalyst. HUBC still up 14%. Let me go look at HUBC. HUBC with quite a bit of a pullback up. Interesting. But it's not even competing with ENZ right now, so I don't know. It may die too. Only up 15% too. PXMD, yeah, I think it's a lot of little traps in here. Just given just enough to look at for you to buy. I don't know. These are definitely not looking like what we usually see. We usually see that good range out of the open, especially on the beginning hour candle. Why are these ranges so small? This one moved from 205 up to 228 on the first candle. This candle had 8 million shares, and all they could move it was what? 20 cents out of the open. Yeah, that's nasty. PXMD, first candle went from 250 up to 270, so 25 cents there on the first candle. HUBC, what was your first candle? First candle went from 290 down here to 248, so about 40 cents. That's the biggest range we've seen on the day is HUBC. But definitely not eye-catching compared to the others. Lori says, I'm so mad I didn't buy a PXMD. Wanted to buy last Friday because of the yearly chart. Yeah. This is definitely one that you would have had to already be in. Let me see, last Friday. What was last Friday's date? Last Friday was the 10th. So all the way back here, yep. All the way back here. You would have caught two rips. Two little rips there. What was the news on PXMD? PXMD. I know it had, I saw it had some, it had a $3.2 million funding deal with Lind Global Partners. Pax Media funding agreement. Okay, that's January. February was the funding deal. So it's kind of got some carryover news. It may be a little bit of continuation, but yeah, only 6 million shares traded. So with 6 million shares traded with what's on the board right now, that ain't enough. It ain't enough. Not for a day trade. Maybe something like a swing or something. But now getting a little bit spicy on these little fake out breakouts, coming up here to the 270 5-ish level and then popping back down, giving those nice pops down. It is green on the day. It's one of the few low floats that is green on the day with some volume. Today is a good buy on Mara. Go look at Mara. That, or let's go look at SI too. Let's see what SI is doing down here. Still holding at $2. This thing is tested multiple times here and tried to break down the two whatever. Let me also pop up the rest of the watch to see what they're doing over here. SI still holding on. Okay. Nothing just standing out super heavy. But yeah, SI is definitely moving around this bottom. Either somebody's accumulating around the $2 or it's about to break down the $2. I don't know. PXMD finding weakness every time it gets up to the 275. Mara popping back up here. Had a low of the 772. Only up 3% on Mara today. 11 million traded. Oh, Lori says, SI still live. I'm not dead yet. PXMD finally giving up the ghost. Coming back down to test the 250 level. Yeah, HUBC's got the best range on the day. 275. Test of this high will be a 10 cent test. But it's just not attracting those eyes. 13 million. And now FRC, the banking stock, is up almost to 30 million. 30 million up here. So we're seeing the top movers get almost triple its volume. And so in the rules, the rules that I got, you know, now that I've looked at them and reminded myself, hey, you know, what is the competition doing on the day? Is it running away? Is it doubling or tripling the volume of the stock that I'm interested in? And why? Is it a relevant thing? Now, sometimes, like I said, I take trades on stocks and they are you know, they pop the next day. They have a reason to pop. You know, they have a good reason, but I trade them on a day that maybe something that doesn't have a reason is going up. And I'm like, oh, wow, this news right here is actually good, you know, and I just overlook it, you know, don't even worry about it. And I end up trying to take a quick scalp when I should be looking for a longer term position, maybe a swing position. SI. So yeah, absolutely none of these. So ENZ going down, looking like it's gonna break down to $2. Not enough eyes on it. Is the volume drying up? The first hour candle had 9 million shares. This one has not hour, that's 4 hour. First hour candle had 9 million shares. This one's starting a little bit slower with 1 million shares there, but it looks like it's going to be chopping within this range. It may hold $2, but it may go flat without a catalyst. PXMD getting very poppy, pop down, popping up, you know, doesn't really know what it wants to do. SI back up to the 225 area. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wait on SI though. I think I'm going to wait. SPY is looking like the 392s is his favorite area. Okay, so yeah, today is going to be a no trade day for me for sure. Just looking at this pre-market, I'm not going to be able to take any scalps. I will be looking to maybe do some swings, but not today, of course. SI was the one that I was interested in the most for swinging because of the recent events, but I'm gonna wait and see what that one wants to do. I'm not gonna rush into anything. I'll continue to watch the market, but for today, I've seen what I need to see, and I'm okay with walking away, following my rules. You know, literally every single time I'm taking one of these trades, I'm not reviewing any kind of anything. I'm just like, oh, let's get it. You know, but it's just best to just stick to what you know works, because when I don't, it's just a kind of like a gamble. You know, and I want to see it perform the way I want to see it perform, and not some kind of uh misnomer. It's but anyway, I got yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it on down. I'll be back Monday morning. Um, and next week should be less busy. This week was spring break, so we did a lot of work this week. Oh boy. But next week should be less busy. I should be. I guess I am still pretty active in the Discord every day, but as for everything else, everything just slowed down this week. And I'm kind of glad I only took one, red trade. Wasn't a crazy loser or anything like that. Nothing that was gonna change my life. But I like to realize when I'm bleeding, when I'm cut, or when the market is just not in the sector that I think it should be in. But yeah, that's it for me today. If you're gonna continue trading, be careful, be safe. We still got some things out that are trying to trick people up. But yeah, that's it for me. And as always, you guys have a great day, great weekend. Um, every day is a learning experience in the trade in the markets, and I'm just learning. By the end of it, I'm probably gonna have knots all over my head, but I enjoy the learning process, learning the psychology of the market. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.